I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Back on this rap ish, I ain't even broke a sweat, homie, this practice. Pondering my next move, staring at my track list, hope I ain't missing my window. Praying like a Baptist, Seattle's own, tired of this Game of Thrones. They made a list of the best rappers and guess who wasn't on? While the disrespect continues, I'm steady packing these venues. Guess if you ain't at the table, you on the menu. And I'm that spitter, baby, they don't want you to see, but everybody's south to Capitol Hill's rocking with me. Boys smoke the trays and plan to getting their life together. I'm comfortable with my role, so I'm like, whatever. Me? I ain't got a job, but I work hard. And you don't work hard, but you got a job. The irony is I'm judged while you feel the applause. I'm slept on, that's why I had to set this alarm. My dudes is armed, I'm armed with this arm charm. Body banging like she got that cream from Barry Bonds. Yeah.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
That trade season is here, a real hitter with a mic, I'm everything that they fear. With that hood ain't the same, I was all on their ass, I'm level-headed. So yo, my dudes love when I spaz, and I'm so over Seattle's passive-aggressive attitude. They don't call you back, what they really saying is F you. While I'm from the same place, I move at a different pace. I prefer if you just said it to my face, damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it
I hate
for
these
us.
average dudes with they average spit, writing average rhymes, knocking average chicks. The closer I get, I can feel the people starting to shift. I'm loyal to a fault, and everybody can't come with. Rap's a rich man's game, I'm only playing with change. They bang models and singers, I'm knocking my old flame, I'm different. The crowd, I move with the chosen few. Black thoughts, I could be the front man for the roots. No diamonds and gold, I'm on my sticks and stones. If we can see your panty line, you should have on a thong. My team is strong, through this fire we forged a bond. And they already know what it is when I get on to the hearse. Party like it's December 31st. When I'm on my deathbed, I probably cracking my nurse. You ain't got the bars to compete. I'm a verbal athlete, deflating these boys so they say that I cheat. Damn, I did it.
I did it for the city, I did it for the love, I did it for the people, I did it for us.
Yeah. I should probably start by apologizing for the long wait, man. You know, I know I be tripping. But I'm not just a rapper, I'm an artist. And, you know, my creative process is a little bit different than most. Nonetheless, I want to welcome everybody out to the Dre's Experience. I got TCF in the building. My whole camp's here with me. I got the band in here laying this cool-ass vibe. And I'm Seattle's own. Let's get into it.
Welcome, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. Happy Thursday to you. You guys know that's Friday Eve for us over here. Want to welcome you guys. We got a jam-packed show for you guys today. And as always, I get to throw it on in and bring my co-host with the most. Big O, what up, Big O?
Trey Holiday, this really is my Friday.
Yeah, I know.
So, I'm always ready for Thursday's show so I can do a Jake Grav brought in, GTFO.
Yeah. No, you're excited, and I'm excited for you every time. So, yeah, I love to just say my Friday Eve. That's what it is for me.
There it is. I see he's a blacktivist.
Blacktivist today.
All right, that's what's
Pull
up.
This one out the archive.
Yeah, no, we got a full show here today, so we're gonna jump right into it, man. We're joined by Julia, Jessie, Clapback Culture. Got a few thoughts, man. You know, Biden, here it is. You know what I'm saying? He made this promise out there. He says he's gonna nominate a black woman to the Supreme Court. Clearly, he's got to keep his promise, and you know, so we're gonna talk about that with Julia, and then also talk about what's coming up with Clapback Culture. Then we got Marianna Talbott from the Northwest Carpenters Institute. This is dope. You know, today is our Build the Beach for Us by Us, and so we get a look inside of the carpenters. Best thing about a carpenter is, like, I don't know the profession, but the carpenters that I know are almost like MacGyver. You know what I'm saying? They could just do something kind of, oh yeah, let me get this. Here's the trip, this, everything else. So we're gonna talk about the NWCI and what they do. And man, the guy who knows our studio better than anybody, Patrick McGlothlin, is here, project manager, Lydig Construction. We're gonna get an update on what's going on Rainier Beach. These bids are out, man. It's game time right now. You know what I'm saying? As we say, the money is in the streets. So Patrick's gonna update us there. And then we got Jennifer Ness Tucker in the building. And we're talking about Black-owned business excellence. So we got a full show today.
Full show indeed. Excited to get into it, and love that our Build the Beach for Us by Us team is here. And Jennifer Ness, man, you know, she's bringing some heat, so we'll be digging into it later.
Oh yeah, well, Jennifer Ness, no matter what, she's always gonna bring some energy. It could be about anything. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up?
Exciting.
All right, let's get to it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Update Show. I want to remind you that right now is the perfect time for you to tag and share the stream. Go ahead and tag and share the stream with people you feel would appreciate culturally relevant news and information emanating from right here in the Emerald City. Want to give a big shout out to our friends and partners over at the South Seattle Emerald and also KBCS 91.3 over at Bellevue College. Reminding everybody that you can listen to the Morning Update Show and also Clap Back Culture and also Factors TV and Feel Good Friday on our podcast platform. You got SoundCloud right there, SoundCloud, but also you can go to Google, Spotify, iTunes. All you have to do is search Converge Media Network. Also, this is the time in the show. Salman's putting a link in the comments over there with Public Health, Seattle, King County. If you want to get vaccinated, if you need a booster shot, if you need to get tested, everybody need to get tested these days. Or you know what? If you're vaccine hesitant and you got some questions, you want more information, click that link right over there, man. The people at Public Health, Seattle and King County are real accommodating.
Yeah, they really are. And you know, we also like to make sure you guys know about the free at-home test right now, covidtest.gov. If you guys are looking to get some COVID tests into your home so that you guys can do it at home, you can also have that option available as well. You know, 4 per household, man.
Yeah.
Lots of COVID resources.
It's better late than never. You know what I'm saying? It probably could have been sending them tests a little time ago. Before we bring in Julia, though, you know what I'm saying? There's lots of conversation this morning. I guess tomorrow there's a cannabis equity bill that's going down to Olympia, and I know that you wanted to talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, just you know, real quick, we love to try to inform you guys, and there's like multiple things happening with this, but I think it's a time if you're looking for, you know, equity. You know, we've talked about equity here a lot, but cannabis equity is one of those hot topics I know hitting the Black community because they were the most impacted by the war on drugs. And honestly, now House Bill 2022, there's a couple points I just want to mention to you guys. It looks like it's going to bring in new social equity licenses, 304 per year. Also, 200 new social equity cannabis producer and processor licenses by 2029. It is going to require mobility for social equity licenses. I think there's some language around it that makes it pretty difficult because of where you can actually put a retail shop, but they're opening up some things. And so just encourage you guys to log in. You know, if you guys go to the government website, you guys can actually look up House Bill 2022, read all of the logistics there, but they are encouraging folks, hey, if you're up for this and you agree with all the things that they're trying to move forward, you guys can actually provide testimony or be a part of a virtual hearing tomorrow at 10 a.m. So it's a lot going on there. Oh,
yeah. I mean, I would just say this is that Olympia, especially around cannabis, is interesting because we got construction here. Lydig's one of the good guys, but these guys, man, it's full of chicken dinners down there. And so I would just hope that, you know, whatever it is here, see, the thing is that I think that the front-facing side of this might not necessarily be the issue. It's the backside of it. You know what I'm saying? And then there's the things of like, it's just before you give Black people a liquor store and then all of a sudden they have over enforcement. You know what I'm saying? From Liquor Control Board, and they have this and that. There has to be total intentionality from A to Z, right? And without total intention, it's like every step. So it's interesting because we're talking construction here today, and that's something else that we see. And so we're fortunate that Lydig is being, look what it takes though. It takes a construction company to be intentional to say, we are going to be here A to Z to make sure there's a fair and equitable process. So I just think that whatever's going on down there in Olympia, man, if pass, don't pass, whatever it is, if it passes, people got to make sure and keep their foot on, you know what I'm saying? You got to keep the pressure up, because believe me, these people ain't giving up nothing that, you know what I'm saying, without all their hurdles and everything else and their barriers to entry that we might not see right now. So it's important that people who are vested in this cannabis equity, it isn't like, oh, you go to Olympia or testify, you leave. Man, we would be fools to think that on their own that guys are actually going to get equitable outcomes on something that generates that much revenue to the state.
No, you're absolutely right. I think this is another reason why I'm glad we're actually having this discussion, because so much of this is about us holding people that are in positions of power accountable. And it doesn't matter the folks that are behind the bill. We see some community folks in there, and that's great. But ultimately, when we're talking about following the money, y'all, you know that we have to do our part. And if we say, you know what, yeah, that's gonna rectify everything, absolutely, that's not the case. I think there's some great things in this bill, and I encourage you guys to check it out and look into it for yourselves. But I will say that, Omari, your points are super valid, and we cannot allow, just like anything we vote on, we actually have to see it come through to fruition. We were just talking about that major police legislation that got passed, and now all of a sudden there's this pushback. We had Katrina Johnson here sharing with us the details of that. It's always this balancing act, so it's on us to really be informed and engaged.
Yeah, I mean, and you got to hold people accountable. It's like, yeah, we're gonna give you black folks some licenses, but man, you know what I'm saying? How many strategic locations in licenses are we gonna get? Are you gonna give us a license right next door to Uncle Ike? You see what I'm saying? And that's a non-starter right there. What are the other barriers to entry? This is a very high capex industry to enter in. So, like, man, what is the state gonna do to really make it equitable? Like, if you need all this money up front, you got a license, but now you need millions of dollars now up front to fund your business. Where's the state gonna come in there? Like I said, man, it just, there's so many things that people who are invested in this just need to be aware of to hold everybody accountable to the finish line.
Yeah, it's almost any issue with us. And we know this in Black community. We talk about it all the time. It's a constant recurring theme. There are some great things in there around, money that'll be coming in to make sure that people do have successful businesses. I think we're also gleaning from some of the social equity or equity cannabis campaigns that are happening across the country. I know Oakland has some really great things that they've been able to do and actually showcase the results of that and how it's been impactful for Black business owners. But again, you're absolutely right. None of this stuff is going to be, we do have to handhold through the entire process and really keep our foot on the gas.
Yeah,
period.
I'll say this to anybody watching: you would be foolish to think that after all these years of shutting Black people out of the cannabis industry, that just by the stroke of a pen that things are going to change. You know what I'm saying? So, we'll continue to follow this. All right, over there in the waiting room, moving right along. Salman, please bring in Julia, Jessie. Oh, nice motion graphic. My Salman.
Hi, Jules.
Hey guys, happy Friday Eve.
Yes. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. No complaints here. I wish I had a Blacktivist sweatshirt like you. That's super cute. I love it.
Thank you.
All right, Julia. So, you're out there in Washington, D.C. You actually work in government out there in Washington, D.C. It's big news. Everybody was talking about yesterday. This is Biden's opportunity to live up to his campaign promise. For sure, Black women got Biden elected. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they showed out down south. Clayburgh went to his bag of magic. He told Biden, like, man, you know what? You better say you go put a Black woman on the court. And then, his whole fort. Remember, Biden was out of gas when he got down to South Carolina. Clayburgh saved the day, but he saved the day on the back of Black women specifically who got out and voted and supported. This is opportunity now to make good on his promise. What are they talking about out there in Washington, D.C.?
Yeah, well, good news. And just like you said, Joe Biden is cashing in on that campaign promise. And we are definitely going to see a Black woman nominated into the Supreme Court. And this is great, right? Because what Democrats don't want to do is wait too long and, past the midterms where they may not be able to really, seal the deal and get somebody in. And so there's a lot of top picks. And, one thing that we do have to mention is that there's only been 7 there's only been 4 female justices and only 2 Black justices. So we're talking about 7 minorities as a whole, and it's just dominated by white men. So this is a breath of fresh air. We're really going to see some progress. We're going to see, I'm interested to see who the top picks are going to be. I know that Judge, I think her name is Ketanji Brown Jackson. And one thing I love about her, you guys, is that she has an impeccable record. Her credentials speak for itself. She has educational credentials that are impeccable. She has moral credentials that are impeccable. I mean, what we're not going to see is that, she had a rape, somebody allegedly saying that she raped somebody in high school or college. We're not going to see any of those things. So I think that she, as well as some of the other front runners, really come to the table with the credentials that they need in order to be a great pick and take over Justice Breyer.
Yeah, this is really interesting because I know Mike yesterday was talking about all the things Biden hasn't done. So we'll see how this kind of plays out. And I know you guys are probably going to be definitely breaching this topic on Clapback. What are some of the other things you guys are going to be diving into tonight, actually at 7?
Yeah, so we have a couple things on the menu tonight, one of which is we're going to talk about the pharmaceutical company, Mark Cuban. He has a new way to get generic pharmaceutical drugs at a low cost, which is going to be great in the day and age where, some medications are, up to $1,000. And so we're going to talk about that. Of course, what is spilling over into social media, the tea, we're going to get the tea on Cardi B winning her lawsuit against YouTuber Tasha K and winning that $3.8 million lawsuit. And so we want to talk about that. And I think I'll keep everything else close to my chest because I want people to pull up tonight and talk about it tonight on Clapback Culture.
All right, good stuff. Yeah, this is going to be real interesting, and it'll also be interesting to see. I think this is where the Republicans are actually going to take a pass on this. I don't think that, because it's not an ideological change in the court. They can say, hey, we support the blacks, you know what I'm saying? Right. And everything else, I mean, for real, going into election season, everything else, they don't want these sound bites of them, you know what I'm saying? Grilling this black. I really think whoever he nominates, you know what I'm saying? And they're all very highly qualified. And the judge that Julia just named, she was actually just confirmed a few months ago with 53. She got 3 Republican votes, so it's a good chance there. All right, Julia, let's put it on the wide here, Salman. There we go. All right, Julia, thank you so much for checking in, and we'll see you tonight at 7:00. You and Mike Davis from the South Seattle Emerald for Clapback Culture.
See you then, guys. Have a good show.
Yay! Thanks, Julia. Oh my goodness, man, you're right. These guys are going to get into this discussion, and I love how you bring in those points about how the Republicans are going to do. It is a great opportunity for them to just play it cool.
It's like the Juneteenth bill. They were like, well, hey man, it's not like whatever, because it would be different. They've already got a majority of 6-3. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like an ideological shift on the Supreme Court. So you know what I'm saying? They can come and be like, oh, watch. We'll see how it unfolds. All right, I've got a handcrafted motion graphic. There it is, Marianna Talbott coming over from the NWCI, the Northwest Carpenters Institute. Next up here on the Morning Update Show.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here, and before heading to Belize, Trey Holiday and I had to make sure we linked up with our good friends over at Market Street Shoes to, of course, grab a few things for the trip. From bags to socks, shoes, sunglasses, earrings, and more. Before going on any trip, make sure you stop at Market Street Shoes. Trust me, you'll find just what you need to make your trip not only enjoyable, but fashionable.
Hey y'all, T-Dub here, letting you know about another art funding opportunity. For Culture Recovery funding for individuals is available now, and here's what you need to know to apply. Are you a cultural producer who has been impacted by the pandemic? If you answered yes, but what is a cultural producer? Well, you are a cultural producer if your work, paid or unpaid, is dedicated to creating cultural experiences in any discipline or at any stage of your career. Some examples include exhibit designers, museums educations, archivists, restoration professionals, curators, history researchers, artists, of course, and more. And understanding that grant language can sometimes feel exclusive to specific people, using terms like cultural producer is one of the ways For Culture seeks to broaden its scope of applicants. In other words, this funding is for you. And look, the application fatigue is real. I get it, they get it. But the For Culture staff is here to walk you through it. They have grants from $1,000 to $12,000, so please don't miss out. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 2nd. Head to forculture.org/recovery to get information on virtual group workshops, application support, language translation, and more.
All right, welcome back to the Morning Update Show. Right now, I'm joined by Marianna Talbott from the NWCI, Northwest Carpenters Institute. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm very honored to be here today.
Yeah, welcome to
Thanks.
the Morning Update Show.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right, good stuff. So let's jump right into it. I kind of get it because it's in the title, Carpenters. Right. But what is NWCI?
So with the Northwest Carpenters Institute, we are a apprenticeship program. We also have an internal pre-apprenticeship program, which we'll get into in just a second. So we offer multiple crafts. Our most popular craft is going to be our general carpentry. We're building schools like you're going to hear about from Patrick with Lydig. We also have our second most popular craft, which is interior systems, where we're doing a lot of drywall, acoustical ceilings, metal stud framing. We have some specialty crafts, pile drivers, which I'm a member of. Where we do a lot of bridge work, heavy highway civil. We're doing docks and wharf building. We also have our millwrights, where if you've ever been to like the Space Needle, the restaurant that rotates in 360 degrees, there's these gears inside that allow that rotation to happen. Our millwrights are out there servicing those gears down at the dams, big engine turbines. And then we also have our insulator applicators, all which conform to 4-year apprenticeship, except for our insulator applicator, that's a 2-year apprenticeship program. So we're offering this training on top of what you're going to be learning out in the field.
So first of all, I didn't know carpenters did all that.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, you talk about gears and turbines and pile driving and everything. You know, I'm always like, yeah, there's the car. Like we had the carpenter in here when we were, building out the studio. I had no idea it was that vast. So NWCI, you guys do the training?
We do. Yeah. So if you become an apprentice, you come to class once every 3 months, 4 times a year throughout your 4-year apprenticeship program. So it's a total of 16 classes. When you come to the classroom, you're learning what's relevant out in the industry. The really neat thing about NWCI, we're implementing technology. There's a huge gap in that area. So we're using iPads in the classrooms. We've got these huddle screens. Essentially, it's a big giant job box that's got an 80-inch touchscreen TV. It's got Apple TV capabilities so that the students can look at digital blueprints. We're teaching you math. Skills that are going to be what's going to help you benefit you in the actual industry.
Right. And how is the carpentry business out here? Like, is that a good business? You know, because we want to, a lot of times in our community, sometimes the advice that we give our young people, they go into different fields that is no longer sustainable to live a living wage here in Seattle. And so, our kids, they might go off to college, get some kind of degree. They come back here, they make like 40, 50,000 a year with their degree. They can't even live in their neighborhood. What is the carpentry business looking like?
It's booming. We have almost $16 billion coming down the pipeline for infrastructure and manufacturing. $16 billion. That's going to go across the state for manufacturing and construction related jobs, a lot of bridge work. There's a heavy need for folks to get into the apprenticeship program. We're constantly taking applications. The nice thing about this industry, it truly is life-changing. This is a career path. It's not just your job. You come in as a first-year apprentice making $28+ an hour, Plus, you're getting another $19 on top of that for your fringe benefits. So that's your medical, your dental, your vision, you're getting a pension. Every time you come to class, you're getting college credits. So when you come to class in your apprenticeship, we work with Renton Technical College. We also work with Columbia Basin Community College. We work with Skagit Community College. And a lot of our members, they have the opportunity to journey out after 4 years and walk out with an associate's degree. We've also recently teamed up with Central Washington University with their bachelor's degree program. So there's a lot of opportunity. I mean, a lot of our folks that come into the apprenticeship didn't even graduate high school. So we've teamed up with Renton Technical College in the past, pre-COVID, where you would walk down the aisle with the other college graduates with a gown, and we gave you a nice, beautiful carbon fiber hard hat, and you got your what would be equivalent to a diploma, your journeyman certification.
Right. I think it's important too, somewhere really here and across America, somewhere people talk down the trades. You know what I'm saying? And that used to be one thing. When you talk to our parents and Big Mama and them, they'll tell you that like that was always a thing. That was like, oh, okay, well, man, you ain't go to college, that's fine. You go learn the trade. You need to go, you know, Big Mama tell you need to go learn, do something then, learn how to do some pipes, electrician or something like that. And then over the years, it seemed like, you know, trades were talked down and everything. Well, man, if you don't go to a 4-year college, you don't do this and that. And I think a lot of young people in our community bought into that. I mean, because that's why SBI used to be booming up there. Seattle Vocational Institute right there on 23rd and Jackson. And people used to go and learn all of these trades and everything else. So, I mean, it's exciting to me to hear you talking about, man, here's the trade and it's wide open for you. And there's people, it's okay if you didn't graduate high school. Let's teach you some, you know, a craft and a skill, because also this is a skill that travels with you, right?
Oh, absolutely. It's a skill sets you can take virtually anywhere. I mean, just kind of backing up a little bit of the college. I went to college. I went to school, thought I was going to be an ER nurse, working at Harborview since I was probably, 6 years old, racked up a bunch of college debt, and clearly I'm not a nurse, right? So that's the beauty of this, is that you're earning and you're learning at the same time, and that you get these degrees, these opportunities with no college debt, which is phenomenal. Working in the trades is so empowering, because nothing's better than working in the city that you live in. You know, to be able to drive down I-5, 15, 20 years from now and looking at the convention center expansion or the Climate Pledge Arena and saying, I built that. I was a part of that. So you're leaving this legacy, working with your hands, working with all these different elements, again, circling back to building those skill sets. There's something really magical about that and life-changing.
Yeah, you know what? We're going to keep in touch with you, because I want to see how Converge can partner with NWCI to bring the cool back to the trades.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying, in our community and in other communities, because, somehow here, especially in Seattle, if it's not like a tech related title, maybe people don't respect it. Well, I'm a project manager, which is cool, by the way. Lots of project managers support Converge. Thank you. But you get what I'm saying? Is that somehow in the vernacular and the vocabulary and the sway, everything about our city is kind of like, oh, okay, it's a trade. No, man, these are amazing jobs. This is literally building our city and building homes and apparently turning the turbines on the dam.
Right. It's incredible what opportunities come from just coming into the apprenticeship. I wanted to talk a little bit about the pre-apprenticeship opportunity.
Yeah.
We actually are hosting our first ever all-female pre-apprenticeship class ever. And in these pre-apprenticeship classes, we focus on the craft specific. For example, we have the general carpentry, where we're going to work with you every single day on math. Math is a really important part of the trades. And for some of us, math is, it's intimidating. It's your basic math, addition, subtraction, multiplication. So we start getting into the fractions and the decimals and conversions. We see some issues. You're going to learn about material handling. We're going to start you off with getting familiar with some power tools like a skill saw, do some skill saw safety, and then you're going to build a sawhorse. It's your first project, and then we start getting into the craft specific projects within week 2 and week 3. We're going to be learning how to build concrete formworks and column formworks. We're going to do interviews with our contractors. I mean, we have probably about almost 100% of our graduates that go straight onto a job, because we do live in a really progressive city, I like to think, where we have these project labor agreements and these community workforce agreements where these contractors have to hire a certain percentage of people of color, women, those that come from a state recognized pre-apprenticeship program, which we come from. So we got these contractors that are just waiting for these skilled future apprentices to come into the workforce.
You know what we got? We got a lot of younger people here who are also waiting and just waiting for an opportunity, and they just might not be aware of it. They might not know what's out there, or they might just need somebody to grab them by the hand to walk them through the door to that opportunity. Like I said, we're gonna stay close with you, because you know, when I go back through my neighborhood, it's man, work, a job, it's a certain amount of dignity that comes. You know what I'm saying? No matter what the job is, to be able to get up every morning and you go to work. And there's a lot of people in my neighborhood who want to work. They want an opportunity, but they're pushed back because it's like, well, the work opportunity, a lot of them that they see out there is not really gonna have any impact in their life. You see what I'm saying? But learning a trade, learning carpentry can be transformational for these people that are in our community that are waiting. It's so many that just want an opportunity to go and work hard, provide for their family, and leave something better for their children. Like, man, this is really dope. There's the pre-apprenticeship and then the apprenticeship.
Yeah.
Right?
So with that pre-apprenticeship, again, we're giving you those skill sets, really giving you those resources. We have community partners that we connect with. So if you need help with housing, childcare, relicensing, even if you have a DUI, cell phone, whatever you need, we're going to try to remove those barriers so that you can focus on that 3-week pre-apprenticeship class and then just succeed, show up with a good attitude, come to that class like you really want this. Because again, that opportunity, you get into the apprenticeship program. We're purchasing your first year of tools. That's like $550 worth of tools. We're purchasing your first year of apprenticeship books. We're helping you with your work attire. So your work boots, work clothes. We're getting you connected with your business representative, so you really have a solid understanding of not just what your expectations are of the apprenticeship, but you as a union member, you and the resources that you have within the regional council. So there's a bunch of information that we try to give you so that you are going to be the most skilled first-year apprentice, because retention is incredibly important to this. We don't want to just bring people in. We want to keep you in too. So you've got a huge network of support and mentorship and coaching that come along with it.
Man, this is great. Now, Salman has the website link. He's putting in the comments right now. But once you tell everybody, like, man, how do they get up with you?
Yeah.
Like, this is like, we need to get this information out here.
Absolutely. Please reach out to me. Again, Marianna Talbott, Northwest Carpenters Institute. Please go to www.nwci.org or reach out to my cell phone personally. It's 206-531-5803.
All right. Salman, let me get this camera right here. So listen, you guys that are out there, because I know especially this hour of the day, we got a lot of mamas and aunties and big mamas, and you very well might have an able-bodied person there laying on your couch, sucking up all your air and eating up all your food. Now, Marianna gave you some game right here. You see what I'm saying? She done gave you some game right here of how we get that person off your couch, stretched out, and get into an apprenticeship program and learn how to be a carpenter, and really something that's life-changing. Marianna, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much. It was an honor.
All right, we're going to take a quick break right now. When we come back, there he is, Patrick McGlothlin, Project Manager, Lydig Construction. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hey guys, Besa here with some much needed information about what's happening in our communities when it comes to COVID-19 in 2022. Omicron is actually the latest COVID-19 variant, and honestly is hitting our local communities and hospitals pretty hard. You can help out by 1, making sure you are vaccinated, 2, making sure you have your booster, and 3, simply masking up. As we learn more about COVID-19, we're also learning more about how the vaccine works best. A booster shot 2 to 5 months after your COVID-19 vaccine significantly improves protection against COVID and its many variants. If you need a COVID-19 vaccine or a booster, there are free options for transportation and childcare that are available. To learn more about all of your options and where you can get your booster shot, go to kingcounty.gov/COVID/vaccine.
In the depths of Belize, the travelers come across the waters, harvesting with their hands, learning of resilience rooted deep in the lands. Culture thriving like a fire ablaze, sizzling with a pop and a chop, sharing its ways. Knowledge simmers and grinds into the hearts and minds, cutting away from the surface stories and colonial lies, boiling it down, breaking its shell as the truth pours out and gets plated collectively with love, spooned into bowls, feeding the soul. Garifuna, alive and strong at Palmetto Grove.
Many years ago, the young Romanov princess went missing. Now, a woman has appeared with no name and no past, but with the drive to discover her destiny. Her past is a mystery. Her future is an adventure. Anastasia, the Broadway musical.
Playing the Paramount Theater January 25th through 30th. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
We invite you to be our guest at Disney's Beauty and the Beast. It's a tale as old as time. In a brand new production by the Fifth Avenue Theater. Return to the magic of live theater with one of the most enchanting musicals of all time. Disney's Beauty and the Beast at the Fifth. January 12th to February 6th. Tickets at fifthavenue.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. I'm your co-host, Trey Holiday, and joining me is a good friend of the set in the studio right here at Converge, my guy, Patrick McGlothlin with Lydig Construction. What's up, Patrick?
Not much. Happy to be here.
Yeah, I'm happy that you are here. And I got to say, I'm going to start off right now because Patrick is a man of his word, promised us some gear. We got the gear, y'all. Lydig Construction came through. Thank you so much.
Love it. Glad you appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you know, as always, I love to talk to you and dive in. This is such a phenomenal intentional effort. And I loved hearing Marianna and talking about the heart of construction and how it's really trying to plug in, you know, young apprentices and getting people into this. This is really a phenomenal opportunity. We dig into that every time. For you right now, you know, where are you guys at in this process?
We are, I guess, a couple fronts, kind of staying on the workforce and apprenticeship path. You know, we're really still looking to directly recruit more apprentices, more journey workers across the board for our workforce, and especially focused on the Seattle Public School projects to really help meet that commitment of the SCWA agreement that they have entered into, and those goals that the all the way from the top at the district have established for the district as a whole and anybody working to support them.
Yeah, well, you know, the fact that you guys have multiple projects just in your own portfolio for Lydig, and you're bringing these apprentices in. We talk about Rainier Beach and Build the Beach for Us, by us, but it's a multitude of ways that you guys are giving young apprentices some real hands-on experience right now. And so I know we talk about a few of them that have entered into this apprenticeship program and are really already working with Lydig. How has it been to get more folks kind of involved as you guys have been connecting with community and having these engagements out there in community every month?
Yeah, it's been, I would say it's been good, but we always want more and more engagement. It's been awesome. We did a class this summer, or NWCI with Marianna did a class, and we were able to get two of those apprentices that we talked about a few times onto our other projects, which is great. They want to build their Rainier Beach High School for their community, but we can get them into the workforce now. You know, we can't build a whole job with all first-year apprentices. So for us, it's a long-term plan and commitment to every year steadily add apprentices that become second period, third period of journey out, you know, after the 4-year process. And then at the end of that, we have a completely different workforce than when we started. And it's not about, you know, the one apprentice for a job and saying we're done. So it's been great to get them working, like you're saying, and then focusing to bring them back for their Rainier Beach High School project.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is when I think about this, what you guys are doing and the intentionality and the approach, it's multi-pronged, because not only are you connecting with community, but you have to make sure that you're connected with folks like NWCI and all of the people that you've brought on here when you're talking about plumbing and electrical and all of these different variants that are needed for the entire project. You guys are really doing it in a multi-pronged, faceted way. How have you been feeling on the other side as you build those kind of partnerships with folks like NWCI and Marianna?
It's been awesome. I mean, for the last, I don't know, year and a half or 2 years since we've been hanging out, she's educated me a ton on the apprenticeships, the benefits. I think she hit on it some. I think two things I really want to highlight is it's no joke, a life-changing career. When you start with zero experience, I think with the latest agreement, you're at $29 an hour plus benefits after that. So you're starting basically at $60,000. Then every 6 months, you're guaranteed a increase from there, as long as you do your classes and the training and participate in the program, to the point where you journey out at $49 and maybe 10 cents. So basically $98,000 with zero college debt. And the other thing I want to talk about is, and again, she hit on it, but oftentimes there's that stigma of not a college path. It is a college path. You are not getting college debt as you do it, but you are getting credits with the carpenters at Seattle or Renton Technical College. And when you graduate, when you journey out, you're 4 classes away from that associate's degree. And you haven't paid any of that out of pocket. And then on top of that, NWCI has a special rate for their carpenters. So those classes are $300, I think. Maybe that's been updated per class. So you're getting a discount on top of that. You're 4 classes away to getting a degree while you have no debt and are on your way to a $98,000 career.
I think that we also too, I mean, something Omari touched on there in that segment is, just kind of breaking down the stigma and some of the stereotypes of, like you were just saying, it's not just about a non-college degree, but people, sometimes are like, like he said, bring back the cool of it. All right. Like, and really showcasing like, hey, when they see people that look like them, that are like, man, I made this my career. Like, look, this is the lifestyle I've been able to provide for my family. I remember several folks you brought on have been able to kind of talk about that. And I think it's really important because also too, some of this is, hey, you guys know this is a viable career for you. And it does take hard work like anything else, right? But you guys also now understand that it's a multi-pronged way, and you guys are caring for them really as a whole person, which is something that I think we have always are talking about in community. Patrick, I mean, this has really been a journey for you. I mean, you come on here and we get to like really connect every month, but I always love to also give you space to talk about the impact that it's having on you, but also I can only imagine that you went through this track yourself. And sometimes we don't talk about your actual track into this. I really want to just dive in and learn a little bit about when you're talking about that from an apprenticeship perspective. How was it for you when you really first got in? Did you see yourself at this position?
Yeah, I think, we talk about it a lot. So many people in our company come from some type of trades background. And that may not be actually in the apprenticeship, but their father was, or their mother was, or, I worked as a carpenter, the summer after high school, right? Like so many of us have some connection to the field as a start. And that then has spurned into, some other paths. And that's another piece of this is you don't have to think about this as a commitment for the rest of your life. If you want to go through the apprenticeship and journey out, and then you want to shift and focus into being a project manager for a general contractor, or, Rick at R3, all the great community service he does came out of his experience as a trades, right? So, we had, our plumbing partner Adept on here. Same thing with him, right? So many different experiences when you trace it back, come out of those trades. I'm no different. I wasn't a union member, but I definitely started with that hands-on experience that really sparked the interest and passion in construction that in a roundabout way, led me here as well.
Well, I think that is important too, to always highlight the variants of the ways that people can get into the field, but also what they can do with the skill set. And I think that that's something too that is a part of, when I heard Omari saying that, I was just like, yes, because honestly, people just have this idea of something, but it's not until they're in it that they really are experiencing the full throttle of what it all brings. And I think that that's exactly why I love being able to connect, because we're seeing it full throttle. I mean, people are working for a company and then building their own based on their knowledge and their skill set. And so it really is a lot of that. I mean, you guys obviously have another community meeting coming up, and I want you to be able to talk to us about what you guys are going to be diving to in this next community meeting.
Yeah, and we actually, right now, we're really focused on next month. While we don't have a regular community meeting schedule, we're going to be focused on highlighting the all-female cohort at the NWCI pre-apprenticeship program. So we're going to be focusing our efforts on that. In addition to, we have the first few bid packages that we talked about last time we were here. So they are on the street, like Amari was referring to. They're going to bid on February 3rd. Hopefully that, I'll say we have some great indicators right now when we had our site walk, and so far the first people that have committed to being interested in bidding, over half of them are WIMBY businesses. So start, those little indicators that we're doing something right. So it's great to see that. We've got to continue to make sure that turns into actually getting the bids next week. But we're seeing a lot of that progress. So right now, those are kind of the two efforts that we're really focused on as we head into February.
Man, lots of work on the horizon for you, Patrick. And great to see you in good spirits here, because I can only imagine that as it's getting closer and closer, there's just more and more things that you have to do as a project manager for this. But also, I always want to highlight and appreciate your guys' intentionality. I think it's something that a lot of companies can learn from. I know we touched on that before, because I'm like, how are you sharing your approach and your strategies? But I think that you're right. When people start to see that something is working, they want to figure out ways to replicate that. So I appreciate that. And I mean, Marianna said it. I mean, there is no shortage of construction and things like development happening in our city. We really are living in a place where this is a prime ground for somebody to step in, zero experience, and get the experience, because as she was saying, they're just waiting for people to come into these jobs.
Yeah, Seattle Public Schools, the bond initiative we're working on, 1.4 billion with a B, right? Like, that is a lot of weight with a single owner. There's another, I believe, levy that's going to be running in February, which would have more jobs behind that. There will be another BEX initiative after that. Keeping this network of schools up takes a lot of trades, a lot of craft, and a lot of effort, and that will not change. And so seeing that commitment, seeing them implement that SCWA agreement, where they really are striking a deal where they are going to prioritize SPS students, SPS parents, SPS households to build that work that is being funded by the city. It's really, really powerful. And it's great to see that commitment.
Well, I also say too, because I live in Federal Way and I'm seeing it out there, like even in South King County and other cities where, they just remodeled Thomas Jefferson High School. They had remodeled Federal Way High School some years back. They're doing some great work. I think that you're right when it comes to these institutions, right? And how are we keeping up with these institutions? So just appreciate you always, Patrick. Please let the folks know how they can connect if they're trying to make sure that they are bringing, young people, as Amari said, getting them off their couch, or just connecting with this project in general. Let them know how they can connect.
Yeah, definitely. Always website is Build the Beach for Us, by us.com. Struggle to get that out for a sec. On the workforce related, Rick Dimmer has been here before with us. He is really our point. He always follows up. We've connected with roughly 50 community members so far, and he really does an assessment of kind of where each person's at. Do they need some barrier support? Help with getting a driver's license, help with car insurance, help with daycare, all those things. So if you are interested, he really can talk to you and see where your passion lies, where your interest lies, and what trade. Then he will refer you. If you're into carpentry, that's awesome. We can work directly with Marianna. Lydig hires carpenters directly. If you're interested in plumbing, we'll bring those partners in, or anything else. But really, that point is Rick and the R3 team out there, that you can find his contact information along with mine at buildthebeachforusbys.com. And then you can always reach us at our office, 425-885-3314. Ask for Pat. Tim's not here, but the big dog is always on the line as well. So feel free to reach out to any of us if you have any questions, workforce related or anything else.
Patrick, always appreciate you being here. Thank you for sharing this amazing opportunity with our audience, with our community, and always appreciate your intentionality, my friend. And I gotta say, you came through for me today.
Love it.
Thank you. Oh, you guys, always a great update from our team and our folks over there at Build the Beach for Us by Us. You guys heard it right there. If you guys are looking to get plugged in and get connected with this amazing opportunity and redevelop your community, be a part of this amazing institution at Rainier Beach Beach High School. Please make sure you guys go to that website. After this, we have Jennifer Tucker coming up. After this short break, I get to chop it up with her about an amazing initiative to keep Black excellence in business. Stay tuned after this short break. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hey y'all, T-Dub here, letting you know about another art funding opportunity. For culture recovery funding for individuals is available now, and here's what you need to know to apply. Are you a cultural producer who has been impacted by the pandemic? If you answered yes, but what is a cultural producer? Well, you are a cultural producer if your work, paid or unpaid, is dedicated to creating cultural experiences in any discipline or at any stage of your career. Some examples include exhibit designers, museums educations, archivists, restoration professionals, curators, history researchers, artists, of course, and more. And understanding that grant language can sometimes feel exclusive to specific people, using terms like cultural producer is one of the ways For Culture seeks to broaden its scope of applicants. In other words, this funding is for you. And look, the application fatigue is real. I get it, they get it. But the For Culture staff is here to walk you through it. They have grants from $1,000 to $12,000, so please don't miss out. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 2nd. Head to forculture.org/recovery to get information on virtual group workshops, application support, language translation, and more.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here with some much needed information about what's happening in our communities when it comes to COVID-19 in 2022. Omicron is actually the latest COVID-19 variant and honestly is hitting our local communities and hospitals pretty hard. You can help out by 1, making sure you are vaccinated, 2, making sure you have your booster, and 3, simply masking up. As we learn more about COVID-19, we're also learning more about how the vaccine works best. A booster shot 2 to 5 months after your COVID-19 vaccine significantly improves protection against COVID and its many variants. If you need a COVID-19 vaccine or a booster, there are free options for transportation and childcare that are available. To learn more about all of your options and where you can get your booster shot, go to kingcounty.gov/COVID/vaccine.
Many years ago, the young Romanov princess went missing. Now, a woman has appeared with no name and no past, but with the drive to discover her destiny. Her past is a mystery. Her future is an adventure. Anastasia, the Broadway musical.
Playing the Paramount Theater January 25th through 30th. Tickets at stgpresents.org.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. We're having a good old time between these breaks, and I'm so glad that I get to have Jennifer Tucker right here with me. We're going to be talking about Black-owned business excellence. What's up?
Girl, thank you for having me. Listen, I'm a fan of Converge Media and I'm a supporter, so I'm excited to be here today.
We appreciate your support.
Absolutely.
And you know what? I'm a fan because I got to say, seeing you at the State of Africa town, your energy was on point as always.
Listen.
Everybody was like, you know what? Just like Omari said, don't matter. She's going to bring the energy. And, you know, I think that, you know, something that is so important is we are seeing a lot of funding coming through. And it's coming through these different channels. Tell us about what you guys have going on for Black-owned business excellence.
Thank you so much. So first of all, we have some amazing folks supporting Black-owned business excellence. BECU, Seattle Credit Union, Evergreen Business Capital, Craft 3. I hate to leave anybody out, but the bottom line is they are giving money that we are giving directly back into the community. And I heard somebody talked about application fatigue. You don't have to do any of that. All you do is register for the symposium, and your registration puts you in to be able to receive a grant. So you don't have to fill out this 18-page application and talk about what your finances are, any of that. All you need to do is register for the 3rd annual Black-owned Business Excellence Symposium, and that puts you in the running for our drawing where we're going to give away 5 grants on February 1st.
You know, this is, I think, an amazing approach. You know, when you have all this funding coming in, one of the things that I have found that makes the most sense is there's already people that are connected. You know, oftentimes I think it's, you know, city government or just government in general, because it maybe comes through all these different ways, but they're like, well, how do we make sure we get it out into community? You guys have been really plugged in already. Talk to us about this amazing Black business network that I know you've been so integral in and a part of for a long time.
Yeah, thank you for that. So one of the things we did, it was myself, Curtis at Black Dot, and BJ at Urban Impact. The 3 of us, we sat down and we was like, wait a minute, all this money is going out into the community. What are our folks getting? And why are we not getting it? So we tried to identify, here's some gaps. Here is the main reason why we're not getting it. And what we found out is oftentimes is we don't have our business in order, period, point blank. We're running around, we got hustles. We don't know the first step towards having a legacy business or a business that is in excellence. So after identifying all those gaps, we start putting together a weekly meeting. And we've been doing this for 2 years now. It has grown tremendously. Like folks come and show up, they stay. Some folks just come and give their input and they never come back. It's fine. But we meet every Friday at 10 o'clock in the morning and we talk about what do our businesses need? Because what we identified is ain't nobody else talking about it. But then we had that point where, you know, when we had the social unrest, when a lot of folks were like, oh, let's look at Black and brown. Let's look at this, underserved and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, where your money at though? You talking about it, let's be about it. Yeah. And so when we said that, there were certain folks that stepped up and said, here, Key Bank was one of them. Seattle Credit Union, they was like, here, this is where our money at. And so we were like, okay, thank you. And we used that. Now this is a collaborative effort. So we hadn't even established as an entity for the last 2 years. Like we're just now doing that. What we've been coming together doing is saying, we see there's a need, we're trying to meet the need. But when folks start giving us money, then we're like, wait a minute, we might want to get established. Yeah. We might want to have something on paper so that as we're giving out money, we can account for it. So last year, we had Urban Impact as our fiscal agent. This year, we have the National Black MBA Association, and we're actually developing ourselves as an entity.
You know, it's important. I think that the intentionality, as we were talking about with Lydig Construction, with NWCI, and the Build the Beach for Us, by Us project, we're just seeing that the more intentional you can be about the people that you're looking to serve, the better the outcomes. Absolutely. And the more that you're centering those voices of those that you're looking to serve, the better the outcome. So I love these new kind of innovative, bold approaches to say we can disrupt the status quos of how, you know, oh, you know, sorry guys, if you don't have this and that and this and that, you don't qualify. Oh, if you don't do, okay, well, it was, you wrote something, it was pretty good. We heard your narrative, but it wasn't as great as these others. And there's this constant, like, you know, barragement almost of what we experience as Black business owners. Absolutely. In particular. And it's very unique to that. Talk about how your own experience also guides you as you're connecting with newer businesses who are like, man, sis, I don't know where I'm at.
Yeah, I thank you for that. One of the things that I do, and I do really, really well, is I try to meet folks right where they are. Guess what? You don't have your financials, you ain't filed your taxes in 6 years. Guess what? They only gonna ask for the last 2. Let's get that done. Yeah. Hello. So it's like, I already know where folks are, because guess what? I started from the bottom, now you're here. And it ain't like I'm coming in here with all this knowledge because of, I did go to school. I do have a master's in business administration, but I've started from where a lot of folks are. So I'm not looking at you like, oh, you don't got that? Like, what is wrong with you? No, I'm looking at you like, that's okay. Let me help you. Let me walk you through to get you to the point where you can qualify for some of these other things. And so I think that's the biggest thing for me, coming from where I come from, which is the hood, you know, which is coming from a place where I hustle hard and get to a place where I hustle smart. Right? So I understand and I identify with the folks who we're helping. It's not like I'm coming from a different lens. I'm coming from, oh, that's where you at? Cool. And I think we create that environment where folks feel confident and strong enough to say, here's where I'm at, you know, because there's no judgment. It's no flexing. I can't flex on you because guess what? If I wasn't where you are, if I'm not there now, I may have been there at some point. So let me help you where you are to get you to where you need to be. And so I think everybody on our team, all the collaborators are the same. And I don't care. All of them don't look like us. Some are white. We have Hispanic. We have everybody. But the fact of the matter is we're meeting everybody where they are and then trying to elevate them, trying to bring them up to Black excellence. Because ain't nobody coming to this thing with every T crossed and every I dotted. It just ain't where it is. And some folks may, right? But we don't have that luxury, and we understand that. And so that's where we're coming from.
You know, I just appreciate that. And I appreciate you being so open about, you know, you guys really connecting and meeting people where they are. I mean, you mentioned two brothers that I care for dearly. My brother Curtis Calhoun.
Yes.
I mean, so consistent in community, and just appreciate him. And BJ too. I just, you know, over the last few years, I've really been able to work with BJ on a cohort for something else, and honestly see that, you know, Urban Impact is saying, no, we're really trying to make a direct impact. How has it been working with those two primarily in this effort?
Listen, BJ, let me tell you, this dude had COVID. He's still working. I'm like, get some rest. Like, what's wrong with y'all? But it's been amazing. And it's been other folks too. It's been Giselle. It's been Jay at the Seattle Public Library. It's been Desiree at SBA. It's been Lisa at the Washington State Micro Enterprise Association. It's been so many folks. And we're just consistent because we want to see a difference.
Yeah.
We don't want anything to come into our community that we can't qualify for. And so we're coaching folks up. We're coaching them up. Listen, they said you can't qualify. Let's ask them why. Ain't just no no's coming into the community. It's like no and or not yet, right? So teaching them and coaching them on these are the things you need to do. Do you need help with doing that? Another thing, the Micro Business Development Agency. They are paying for accounting services. They are paying for you to get a bookkeeper to bring your books up to date. They're paying for tax preparation. They're paying for credit improvement, whether it's personal or business. So they have seen the need. They come to these meetings every week. So they said, okay, what do you need? We're going to pay for those services for your business because we understand that a lot of folks are working in their business and not working on their business. So let us take on that responsibility. So whatever those gaps are, we're really identifying them, working with the people. So when we're putting on events, we're putting the Black-owned businesses on the panels, right? So they can show you, listen, when I first started, there was somebody that said, when I first started, I had a sole proprietorship. I didn't know that I wasn't going to be able to get loans as a sole proprietorship. Guess what? I had to change my business entity. People didn't realize that. They were like, oh, that's how you do that. Yeah, let me show you step by step. It's that simple. What happens and what used to happen and what we're trying to get out of is saying I've arrived, but not showing you how I got there. So if you show me how you got there, guess what, baby? I know how to follow your steps. I'll do the same thing, and I'm going to do it quicker, and I'm going to do the same, at least get to the point of Black-owned business excellence.
Oh, my gosh. Well, you know what? This is beautiful. I want to make sure that our audience and our people know exactly how to plug in with you, how to register for this symposium, and be joining these calls on Fridays at 10 a.m. if they're able, because this sounds like you guys are really dispensing some phenomenal information that's necessary.
We really are. The best way, the best resource, what we try to do is do like a community calendar. So we have everything in one place. So you can go to bit.ly/BOBI, which stands for Black-owned Business Excellence, BOBI 2021. So bit.ly/BOBI 2021, sorry, because that's when we started formalizing our entity. But you can go there and get all the resources, register for the 3rd annual Black-owned Business Excellence Symposium, and get yourself in the winnings so you can get one of these grants, okay? And all of these training opportunities. On that day, we have 12 different breakout sessions, folks talking about personal credit, business credit, how to maximize your marketing, talking about emotional intelligence, which we don't talk about in our community enough, right? So all of these different breakout sessions are going to be available. We got some amazing speakers. Maybe y'all don't know, but Roy Clay Sr., who is like 90 years old. He's like tech amazing extraordinaire. He's going to be there as our keynote. We have Tawana Nobles. We have Congresswoman, Marilyn Strickland. We have Mayor Woodards. We have all these folks there to give a State of the Union address of what's going on with our Black-owned businesses. So please join us.
Oh, Jennifer Ness Tucker, as always, appreciate your energy and your intentionality, connection to community and to these businesses. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
Thank you for what you're doing. I really appreciate y'all.
Absolutely. You guys, we're a little bit over time, but I get to bring my guy, Big O, back. We're just going to wrap it up real quick right after this short break. Stay tuned. You're watching the Morning Update Show.
Hey guys, Besa Gordon here, and before heading to Belize, Trey Holiday and I had to make sure we linked up with our good friends over at Market Street Shoes to, of course, grab a few things for the trip. From bags to socks, shoes, sunglasses, earrings, and more. Before going on any trip, make sure you stop at Market Street Shoes. Trust me, you'll find just what you need to make your trip not only enjoyable, but fashionable.
Hey y'all, T-Dub here, letting you know about another art funding opportunity. For culture recovery funding for individuals is available now, and here's what you need to know to apply. Are you a cultural producer who has been impacted by the pandemic? If you answered yes, but what is a cultural producer? Well, you are a cultural producer if your work, paid or unpaid, is dedicated to creating cultural experiences in any discipline or at any stage of your career. Some examples include exhibit designers, museums educations, archivists, restoration professionals, curators, history researchers, artists, of course, and more. In understanding that grant language can sometimes feel exclusive to specific people, using terms like cultural producer is one of the ways For Culture seeks to broaden its scope of applicants. In other words, this funding is for you. And look, the application fatigue is real. I get it, they get it. But the For Culture staff is here to walk you through it. They have grants from $1,000 to $12,000, so please don't miss out. The deadline to apply is Wednesday, February 2nd. Head to forculture.org/recovery to get information on virtual group workshops, application support, language translation, and more.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Morning Update Show. What a great show, huh? Oh, I mean, amazing.
Yeah, you know, you see in the comments there's lots of people saying it's a very informational show, which it has been. You know what I'm saying? It's very good. Also, real quick, got to give a big shout out to all you, D'Alessandro, watching us from Mexico City, Mexico. You know, can't wait till all you gets back. She's enjoying herself down there in Mexico.
Oh, so great to have you with us today, Ayo. We miss you.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, we're overtime, so let me breeze through this here real quick. Tonight at 7 o'clock, there it is, Clapback Culture, Julia, Jessie, Mike Davis from the South Seattle Emerald, so make sure and tune in for that. We already got some of those topics that they were talking about there. And then at 9 p.m., it's the Factors TV. There it is, Ronald and Ronell Moore. They recorded a great show last night. That's going to be on tonight at 9 p.m. So lots of stuff going on. 7 o'clock, Clapback. 8 o'clock is a restream. 9 o'clock is the Factors TV. And then tomorrow's Feel Good Friday. I'm out here. I'm going to be feeling good here in about 5 minutes. I'm done for the week. But you've got, man, Weird at Night. They've been here for a long time. There it is, Patrick Galactic. Patrick's going to be here. You know what I'm saying? So it's going to be Weird in studio.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then also Lamont Styles, right?
Lamont Styles, yes. Owner of an amazing barber school out there in Federal Way. Looking forward to talking with him about his beginnings and what he's looking to do out there in Federal Way. You know what? I keep telling those guys that Weird at Night. I'm ready to get weird with them. I'm excited for tomorrow.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're gonna have to get weird without me.
Yeah,
but I will be watching. All right, you know what? We're way over time, Trace. We're gonna get out of here. Any last words?
Just be a part of the solution. Clearly, everybody that's been on the show today and everybody that we try to bring here is, for me, that inspiration for you to see yourself as a part of the solution.
All right, good stuff, man. Want to say thank you on my end, everybody. It's been a great week for me, man. What an amazing show to hear today. Lots of information and energy. You know what I'm saying? All the way around, man. Jennifer Ness. And just a reminder too, man, the opportunities are out there. We spent 6-7 months talking about the different components with Build the Beach, Forest Bias, and Rainier Beach. This is now, if you're in this construction ecosystem, You know what I'm saying? This is, and it's real. And I just want to just touch on this. I know we're over, but this is important. We wouldn't converge, me, Omari, Trayana Holiday. We would not be sitting here talking about this Rainier Beach and Lydig construction if we didn't spend a lot of time beforehand vetting these people and vetting these opportunities. It's too many chicken dinners out there. And we talked about before that in the construction space here in Seattle, we've seen the brightness in the eyes of people in construction ecosystem continue to dim year after year as construction companies play a game with them and play a game with their emotions and their business and everything else. And I could say it's like, man, these opportunities here with Lydig and with Build the Beach, and even beyond Rainier Beach, just with Lydig as a company, it's real. Somebody, if you put that the Build the Beach link back there in the comments. So this is a real serious, and now is the time. A lot of times people are like, oh, I didn't know, and this and that. So we're ringing the bell. We'll continue to ring the bell. Now is the time. These bids are out. This money's on the street. All of that being said, I'm ready to get out of here and enjoy my weekend. I know you'll be here tomorrow. And of course, we're going to leave you with a little bit of hope from Shayna Shepherd. On that note, want to remind you, go forward in your purpose, go forward in your humanity. And until Feel Good Friday, tomorrow at 11 a.m. Peace.
What do I see through a lens of fear? 1,000 little steps to go. What do I fear after all these years? Lord knows I don't even know. I've been running on the edge of a sundial, sleeping in the shadow. I've been begging you to see me, then hiding beyond the unreachable. Looking out left on a right-hand turn, just trying to make a deal. A lazy shoes and love is a love that churn. That's the kind of food that heals. I've been searching for the end of an era, waiting to be ready. The world is bigger than a moment. Be steady, that's how you can feel it's real. But I feel naked in my new clothes, 'cause I got used to hide.